Hello friends, it's Abhishek again. So in this video we'll try to demonstrate that how to use dispatcher timer, and we'll try to update the view model as well as the the user interface periodically, and we will do it in a MVVM fashion. So I'll explain you that how to achieve such a feature in a MVVM scenario. So I'll create a new project. I'll create a Silverlight application. Let me name it my dispatcher timer view. Okay, I'll host it into a ASP.NET web application, and let me choose the Silverlight version to the 4. Okay, let me close this. Okay, so what we are doing is that we are creating a Silverlight project, and I'm using this web ASP.NET page to host the Silverlight ZAP file. And in this main page I'll put some control, and I want to update it dynamically. It should be periodically rather, on a certain interval, maybe for 1 second or 2 minutes, whatever you say. Okay, so because I have to do it in a MVVM fashion, let me add another project, though it's not essential, but I do it in this fashion only to separate all the things. So my dispatcher timer view model. Okay, I'm creating a Silverlight class library. Okay, I'll do it for the Silverlight 4 version. Let me rename this file to main page view model. Okay, and this is the view and this is the view model, and what I'll do is that I'll add the reference to this view model project. Okay, I'm separating the view from the view model in a totally different project, so that accidentally also I'm not directly invoking anything from view to model. Right now it is no model project here because that is not required, but in the real-time scenario you can have a separate model thing also. So the model's reference will be added to this view model, and this view model's reference will be added to this view. Okay, fine. So in this main page view model, I want to create, suppose on the main page of this view, suppose I'll create a few text blocks, and then I want that value of that text blocks to get updated on a regular interval. So, and for that I'll use a dispatcher timer. So benefit of dispatcher timer is that because it is already on the dispatcher thread, so you don't have to switch to another thread again if you are doing on a separate thread. So that's a benefit that dispatcher timer provides. Okay, so what I'll do that I'll put a stack panel here first of all, and I'll put a text block. Okay, so one more thing that let me do one thing. Let me build a solution first. Okay, now it is built. I'll add a namespace reference here, XML NS VM, and then then my dispatcher my dispatcher view model. Okay, now I want to create a resource. It would be better that you do it in a app.xaml, because I want the instance of this view model to be created only once. But right now, because it's a very small example, I can do it here also. So it would be user control dot resources. Okay, and here let me create it I'll give it a key main page view model. Okay, and let me set the data context of this grid to binding source equals to static resource. This is my main page view model. Okay, we are fine. Now on this view model, let me add one reference. I'm using this MVVM Lite toolkit. It's a very good toolkit. You can have it for creating any MVVM application, and this is created by Laurent Bunyan, so it's very excellent tool, so go ahead and use it. Okay, so I've added this reference, and let me import the reference here command. And one more thing that I want to do is system.component model. Why? Because I want to implement a iNotify property changed here. Okay, so it will automatically create an event for me. One more method I want to add is on property changed. I'm copying it from my snippet. Okay, why I'm doing this, I'll explain it in just a moment. Okay, so let me create one property here. So my property is suppose value, and this is of the type double value. Okay, and I'm associating the changed to this on property changed value property name. Okay, we are done. Okay, so now I want to create a timer here. So let me create a timer. So private timer1 as dispatcher timer. It will ask me to add the import system.windows threading. Okay, and in the constructor class, in the constructor method, sorry, I'll initialize this. I'll create a new dispatcher timer. Okay, and then I'll set the timer interval to some time span dot from milliseconds, and I want to date it in a 2-second interval. So basically I'm giving the interval, and then in the this new method I want to start it. But before start, let me add a handler. So I'll add a handler to this timer for this tick event, and I want to call one method, my value, or you can say timer1 callback. So whenever this tick happens after this interval, after 2 seconds, say, this subroutine will be called. I'll generate the stub, so it has been done. Okay, and here what I want to do is that I want let me create a random function, dim_r as new random. Okay, and I want the value to be r.next double. Okay, so what I am doing is basically I'm creating a property here. This is value, and I'm adding a dispatcher timer, this timer1, and I have set the interval to the 2 seconds, and I have already added a handler to the tick event. So whenever 2 second after 2 second interval, this event will be called, this subroutine will be called timer1 callback. And in the timer1 callback, what we are doing is that we are updating a value of a property named as value, and on this property what we have already done that we have implemented this on property changed. So this routine will be called, and in this on property changed, that we are raising an event property changed, and because we have implemented this iNotify property changed, so this change will be reflected back to this view, I mean the UI. Okay, let me bind this text block text value to binding value. Okay, so I'm done because I have already set the data context for me. Okay, so what exactly here this is happening, that whenever this page will open, so with this is the one-time activity, so it will initialize this, so it will call this new method, of this main page view model. Here what we are doing is that we are creating a new timer and we are setting the interval, and then one handler has been attached to it, and we are starting the timer. At the time tick event, we have just updating the value using some random function. Let me check whether this works or not. Okay, the build succeeded. All right. It's quite slow. I don't know why. Okay. So as you can see, that value get changed after each 2 seconds. I'm getting a random value here. So you can put this feature with any type of control. Suppose I want to update a list box, that I can do. And one more thing, that I can have multiple timers also. So maybe in the main page view model, let me create one more timer. Okay, I'll name it as timer 2, and I'll copy all this and I'll replace 1 with 2, 2, 2, and then 2, and then 2. Okay, and for this I want it to be updated at 1 second interval. Okay, and in this timer, okay, timer 2 callback, let me create one more property for me. So let me say this is a current time. So basically I want to create a timer, it means the time tick. So let me date time, current time, and again I want it to be one property changed, so it would be current time. And in the callback, what I want, that current time is equals to date time dot now. Okay, let me bind it to another text block here. Okay, and this is current time. Okay, let me check whether this works or not. Okay, so we have basically two text blocks. One is binded to value and another one is binded to current time. For one, the interval is 2 seconds, and for another it's 1 second. Okay, so the benefit of having this method, that you can have multiple timers. Maybe if you have separate different parts on your Silverlight application and you want the refresh rate of different parts to be different, so you can achieve by creating multiple timers. So here you can see that this is getting updated in 1 second while this is getting updated in 2 seconds. So this is the benefit of the dispatcher timer, and this all we are doing in a MVVM fashion. Thanks a lot.